What's up, guys? I just kind of wanted to go through my warm-up routine before I play my sim golf tournaments and how to actually get better at golf using your simulator. So, on the ground, we have our impact stuff. We've got ball speed, angle of attack, carry, total. We've got our in-to-out path line because we were bad out to in, and so we want to work on that. And then we have a straight line just for reference. And so what I like to do to start warming up is I take 2 tees. If you can't put tees in your mat, I recommend like duct tape or painter's tape and put some going vertically in and out with the ball to tell if you're hitting it. And then I also used to put one behind the ball to tell if I was hitting it fat. And I like to just start up trying to hit like a number around 40 with my lob wedge as my first warm-up. 44, so we went a little long, but look at that path. Nice and into out, and we want to be into out on our chips most of the time now. I feel like I catch them a lot cleaner when I do. Look at that, caught a tee. And so see, that was pretty bad. I was way too into out. Bad contact. Impact was very toey. Set that tee back up. And what I really like to do is do about 3 at one number. So we were at 38 there. We were at like 45 on the first. And that one we took way too much off of. And see, the main number I like angle of attack is because I caught that fat. So you really don't even need the tape if you got that angle of attack number. And so I know I caught that heavy, lost distance because of it. So we hit 3. Now we're going to move up to 60. 66. I mean, that was like a perfect strike. We just did our 60 swing and caught that beautifully. Good numbers. We check ourselves, and then we just try to copy paste that little swing as our warm-up. There we go. That's our 60 shot right on the line. One more. And then we'll move up to some bigger clubs. Yeah, beautiful. Nice spin numbers, good angle of attack. And we are looking good. So lob wedge is warmed up, and we're going to jump. I don't like jumping up just one club at a time. So what I tend to do is skip around the bag. So we're going to go to 8 iron now. And then I'll probably come back down to sand, then I'll go to 7, then I'll go pitching wedge, and just try to have different feels. So when I first started doing this as my practice sessions, I started with 3/4 swings, not only just for contact practice, but to also know if you have a number that you don't have a club for. Maybe it's like a 1/2 or 3/4 8 iron or 3/4 9 iron. So we're just going to do a little 3/4 8 and try to get that in-out path. We went into out, but look at our angle of attack there. We caught that heavy. I could feel that. So that one doesn't count for us. We're going to do a couple more. And this is all about really center of the club face strikes is what we really are focusing on here. See, we're catching them real heavy and hitting the tee. And that is my number one issue with 3/4 swings. I don't know what it is, but it's like I tend to drop my right shoulder and just slam into the ground instead of flipping through. See, same thing, whack the tee. And we are sucking with our 8 iron this morning. So instead of changing clubs, I will sit on this club until I get a nice 3 or 4 strikes. And yep, my 3/4 8's usually about 125, 130. And there it was. But if you look at our... Okay, our face was just a little open. We had a good, and we had a toey strike, so we didn't get a good centered strike. So we just try to grind this for, an hour every day. That was a much more centered strike. Ended up in the 130s and a good attack angle. So we'll go ahead and step up to R6 Hybrid. Now with this club, I tend to always leave the face open and go right. So what we're going to do here is we are going to work on face control. So this front line is what I'm going to use for my face control. So I want this lined up with this front line, and I'm doing 3/4 swings still. All I'm focused on is impact with that face pointing at that front line. Nope, look at that, wide open. 4.8 open. So as you can see, I still have a lot of work to do because this is going to translate into your full swings a lot of the time. Let's see if we can line one up here. Keep that face closed. There it is. 0.5 closed. Nice, smooth little 3/4 swing. And look at the distance we got out of that 3/4. I mean, usually this is like a 165 club. We were almost there with a smooth 3/4. One more. That's more of a little fuller one. Face a little closed. Now we came across that one a smidge, so we didn't get the end to out path, but everything else is looking good. We're not hitting tees. So let's step up to driver. Driver is the one thing I cannot get a true end to out path with usually. So what I like to do with driver is sit me a tee here and a tee here to just almost force my mind to not hit those tees and throw this club into out. Let's see if we can do it. Barely into out. Terrible strike. High toe. Almost fatted it. But you get the idea. Use your numbers to check yourself. Use your lines to give your brain images. And use the tees to punish yourself for miss hits. Came across that bad. Look at that. So that's my normal miss with the driver. And I've also been trying to get the feel of kind of hitting the club on the ground here, which is why I've been drop kicking a lot of shots. But if I get that feel, it tends to take away some of that into out or out to in my swing. See, we're still out to in. We just got the draw due to the toe strike, but it was better. And I tend to just hit shots like this as my warm-up, about 5 with each club. And then after that, I get rid of these and I don't even pay attention to the lines anymore. And I just go, don't care where the ball goes. 3 good, quick, hard swings. And it's not really even about increasing club head speed. It's about showing that I can swing freely without, well, we're towing everything, so I'm standing too far from the ball, I reckon. It's about proving to yourself, okay, I can let this fly when I'm out on the course or in my tournament online or whatever. I can do a good free-flowing swing and trust it. And that's really the only reason I do this, is just to trust, okay, you don't have to baby every shot. Let it rip. That's way left. And that is my current issue with driver, closing the face down and going way left. So the last thing I like to do is, if you go on GS Pro and you get out of here and you go to challenges, you've got distance challenges. So my favorite things to do for warm up is like 50, 80, 125. And you could do the left side or the right side, whichever one you prefer. But sometimes I'll also do like this 20 or 30 chip, just because it helps you really dial in some of those short games on the greens, so you know how the greens react on on your tournament. And then there's also that 1535 that I really like, that just alternates your distance to kind of throw you off a bit. All right, we're gonna go here and we're gonna go to our 20 foot. This is my putting warm up. So what I like to do to practice putting is, I didn't have the Omni before, so I didn't know when my putter face was off. Man, that's reflective. We might have to turn those lines off. Okay, there we go. And so now that I have the Omni, it tells me, oh, your putter was 0.2 right or 3 degrees left or whatever. But before that, I don't even aim at the hole on here. This is all just about getting my putter through this gate and hitting nice straight putts. So that was 1.9 degrees left, and I went through that gate perfectly, which says to me that this is actually 1.9 degrees left, not my putter. Let's try it right there. And we just do about 5 to 10 of these. We hit the stick on that one. So we were going to pull that left no matter what. Do one more. Yeah, that's a nice good straight putt right there. Nice good straight putt. And after I do this, right before my tournament, I like to do distance putts. So I'll line my ball up on my line. This is 20. We're going to try to hit this 10 downhill. Oof, and we went 16. So let's go one more time. Downhill, steep slope. We need to give this 3 feet or so for 10. Still a little long, but that's all right. We're getting closer. And after that, I'll go up to 30 feet or so. So we're downhill. We're going to try to get this 20 to 25. Stop it around 30, 35. And we were just a hair short. So that's what I like to do just as my warm-up before tournaments. And I really think that setting your tees up or putting you some painter's tape, get you one for fat and into out or whatever. You can even, before I had the overhead, I had me a piece of painter's tape with a 5-degree into out path. And then just work. I do chipping first because I really think that chipping into out will translate to your real swing. And that's just pretty much what I like to grind. I do that probably an hour a day in the sim as far as range sessions, and then after that I try to go at least 3 times a week and dial in all my distance numbers in the challenge sections on GS Pro. But if you have a sim that puts out this data, there's no reason not to use it. There's no reason to not work on your game, and it gives you everything you need to do that. So I just wanted to show you guys a little bit of warm up, a little bit of practice, and best of luck to y'all. I hope y'all drop scores like me using simulators. I mean, I've gone, let's see, I got my HE last year in like June, so I have had it a full year now, and I started golf in February last year. I'd say I was not dropping my handicap by more than maybe 5 shots, and after the sim, I think it's dropped it 8, maybe even more, just pure contact related practice. All right, guys, I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.